I just feel like however much we yap on about cars, we're never getting cars. I'm not gonna sit here and say how like realistically it's possible. It is realistically possible. However, The Sims 4 is an ambitionless game. We're not getting cars. I'm sorry, we're not getting them. So I'm not talking about them in the list. Another thing I'm not talking about is fairies. I heard a rumor, okay, that fairies were supposed to be a part of a pack with unicorns in them, that we're going to get some special unicorn glade with fairies, and there would be elemental types of fairies. My only assumption could be there was too much ambition needed to create a fairy pack, so they just gave up. This is my speculative opinion. My speculative genuine opinion is they were going to make fairies, but they decided it would take too much effort and they couldn't be bothered to do it. This is my guess. So this is why I also believe we're never getting fairies, because it takes too much ambition. These are two of the biggest fan requested things, and I don't think they're coming. However, there are so many good things that they could actually do that don't require that much ambition. So I've come up with a list of things that I want to see for The Sims 4 in 2024 that don't require too much ambition, because that's something The Sims 4 is lacking in, so we have to be realistic. The first thing I want to see in a base game update is eyelashes. I can't believe The Sims 4 doesn't have eyelashes. What the hell? And there are so many amazing maxes to match looking eyelashes. They could very easily just give us 2 or 3 eyelashes, short, medium and long. There we go, 3 eyelashes that you can put on any sim. It just makes so much sense to give us short eyelashes, medium eyelashes and long eyelashes. Custom content creators they've literally already done it. All EA need to do is, the thing with custom content eyelashes, guys, is normally they actually show up in the sunglasses category, or they show up in the like eyeshadow category or something. What EA basically need to do is create a brand new category called eyelashes and just give us eyelashes in this category. I personally don't think it's too unrealistic. They've already added, I believe it was in 2023, they added medical wearables where they added like hearing aids, or they added, I don't know what it actually is. It like a, not a nicotine patch? Well, no, what is it? Like a diabetes patch or something. So I just feel like they could very easily add another category, which is just eyelashes. Another category in Castle, kind of thing in Castle I'd like to see, is a brand new walk style, being an elder walk style. The Sim 4 base game released with a lot of walk styles, and let's be honest, we never ever use these walk styles when we create Sims. Most of us forget that the feature exists. However, elder gameplay is lacking a lot in The Sims 4. I would really love a special kind of walk style that you can put on your elder Sims. The reason why I really want this is because, like, I really love the idea of walking canes like we had in The Sims 3 Generations, but let's be brutally honest, these are never ever coming. We're not getting them. So the next best thing I can think of is a brand new elder walk style. I'm just putting it out there. It feels like a very, very small thing that they could do, but I think it would make elders feel a little bit more enriched. I would also really like to see maybe a couple of outfits. Do you remember when this last year the Sims team promised they would do an SDX drop every single month, where they promised at least once a month they would give us like brand new free items, and then they just abandoned this as they abandon everything? However, if the SDX drops made a comeback, which they probably won't, but being hopeful, I would really, really love just a couple of elder specific clothing items. Obviously, they would technically have to unlock it for all ages, but I want justice for elders, okay? I really want justice for them. I feel like they deserve better. And maybe some, I don't know, like some elder specific hairstyles. Realistic packs. Okay, the first one, I know I'm going on about old people, but seriously, I would love an elder stuff pack, okay? We know stuff packs have made a resurgence. I would love to see more stuff for elders in the game. This could be an elder specific stuff pack. They could literally just call it elder stuff. Or another pack concept I really, really want, and I know a lot of Sims want, is a hobbies pack. The last time we got hobbies was in the Sims 2 Free Time, which was a whole pack dedicated to giving your Sims different kinds of hobbies. For example, you could have like a creative hobby where you could, you know, you could be interested in doing creative things. You could have fitness as a hobby. You could have dancing as a hobby. The reason why I think they should make a comeback is Simmers have been begging for so long for brand new activities for their Sims, and I just feel like it would be good to give us a whole activity and hobby pack. One of them is being bands. I feel like bands could work in this pack very, very well, especially if they give us some new instruments like a drum set, for example, or even a trumpet. Or okay, a trumpet or a saxophone is too ambitious for The Sims 4. That's too ambitious, but I feel like they could do drums with bands. I feel like they could do something like ballet, or they could do street dancing, which is something that we had in The Sims 2. Imagine having, I swear to God, imagine having a dancing pack where you could go to ballet club, or you could go to a street dance club, and they had the ballet like pole thingy. That would be such a good idea. Another type of hobby in The Sims 2 free time is a tinkering hobby. This related to doing things like, for example, fixing up a cart, which we're not getting, but it also involved like, you know, repairing objects. And something else that was a part of the tinkering hobby is building up and making a train set. You know, like those train sets, they're so old fashioned, but do you know what I mean? Those little train sets that you can build. Like imagine a little train set that your sim could build for fun. I feel like that would work very well in a hobbies and activities pack. I also feel like golf would work very well in a pack like this as a brand new sports hobby, or even, I don't know, badminton, tennis, or table tennis, for example, I think would be good. Do we already have table? I think we already have table tennis. I can't remember. No, we have beer pong, don't we? But I don't, do we have table tennis, guys? I forgot. I also think it would be a really great idea to integrate something called like a new live teacher career or a live instructor career, where you can become an instructor based on a certain hobby, for example, doing ballet, and you could do it as some kind of career. I just feel like it would be a good idea. Do you know what I mean? I don't know how they would implement it. Maybe that's, you know, a bit too much ambition for The Sims 4. Or even if it was just a rabbit hole career, I feel like that would be fine. I also think it would be a really great way to bring back the imaginary friend. This was an occult in The Sims 3 Generations. A hobbies pack if it came with just a brand new doll that kids could play with, and then that doll could transform into a real sim like the imaginary friend from Sims 3. I just feel like that'd be such a good idea. Now, another thing we know the Sims team love is kits. When kits first came about, they worked with a couple of like real life fashion designers for fashion kits, like some smaller independent ones, which is lovely. But I would really love to see a resurgence of the Sims 2 H&M fashion stuff. I know this is wishful thinking. I just feel like if the Sims 4, Sims team, if you're watching, if you do a H&M fashion kit for the Sims 4, it will go down very, very well. I promise you. My voice is breaking because I have a chest infection. I'm not going through a secondary puberty. But seriously, guys, imagine if they brought back the Sims 2 H&M fashion stuff, but they updated it with like more modern fashion, real modern H&M fashion. I just feel like it would work so well. And I reckon H&M would be up for it. I honestly think they would be up for it. Not just H&M. What if we got a Zara kit? I love a Zara kit. Not just that, I'd also love if they did a brand furniture kit again in the Sims 2 era. They did the Sims 2 IKEA stuff. I genuinely think that, like, okay, would they work with IKEA again? I really think they should, because it would be just such a good idea if we got an IKEA furniture kit. Guys, like, imagine being able to put, because let's be honest, we all have IKEA furniture. Sims team, if you're watching, Simmers would love to be able to put their real IKEA furniture in the Sims with an IKEA pack. You can get all of the most popular things from IKEA and put it into a kit. People would love it. People will eat it up. They could even do H&M homes. H&M have a home section. We could get a whole H&M stuff pack again with H&M home stuff and fashion stuff. I'm just saying. The reason why the brand collabs in The Sims 2 did so well is because they work with relatable brands. In The Sims 4, they just don't work with relatable brands. They just try so hard to be like classy and Gen Z, and it just doesn't work. Simmers want real trash. They want trash fast fashion clothing like H&M. They want fast fashion furniture like IKEA. This is so relatable, and I think the Sims team need to do a better job of being relatable instead of trying to appease to Gen Z, because there is a very big difference between chronically online people who call themselves Gen Z versus real Gen Z people. There is a very big difference, and I would love the Sims team to do a little bit of market research offline instead of online, because I get the impression they do all of their market research on the internet internet, which only represents about 95% of people on the internet only represent 3 to 5% of people in real life. It is not accurate. I'd really love them just to go out, do a bit of research and find out what kind of relatable brands do most people love and do some kind of brand collab. I just think it would work well. The next thing I would really like to see, just in general, this is very non-specific, but we haven't really had a live career in so long. When I say live careers, I mean like the ones from Get to Work. I mean like their acting career and Get Famous. I feel like the live careers can be really, really fun. And there are literally so many different routes that they could go down, so many possibilities. The Sims 3 Ambitions had a firefighter career, which is very, very fun. But what I would really like to see, okay, something that we had in previous Sims games we don't have in The Sims 4 is a stylist career, being able to style people's hair and do their makeup. As a stylist, this would work so well. All they would need to do is include one object, which is a chair, and the chair you can style Sims hair with. You could style their, do you know what I mean? You could style their makeup up. I just feel like this would work so well. Another thing I would love to see is a tattoo artist. Again, this is something that we had in previous Sims games. Being able to be a fashion, like a stylist and a tattoo artist was in The Sims before. I would also love to see a proper like fashion stylist career, because we have Get Famous, which comes with a styling station, but it's not the same. We also have the Moschino stuff pack, which comes with a photographer career where you style Sims, but again, it's not really the same. I just feel like a stylist career would be so good. Guys, if I keep readjusting, okay, I did leg day at the gym and I went way too hard and my lower back, this is not delayed onset muscle soreness. This is like a genuine severe pain. And I'm just shaking my ass because it just like really helps. My chair is also squeaky because it's broken. So that's why it sounds very squeaky. I'm not farting. Another thing that I think would work so well in a pack about tattooing, styling, etc. would be plastic surgery. We have plastic surgery in The Sims 2 and in The Sims 3. I feel like The Sims 4, it would be hard to do this. I feel like they would find this too controversial or not woke enough or something. Like it's too sensitive in case chronically online people are offended by surgery. Guys, it's hilarious. The Sims 2 plastic surgery station was bloody hilarious. The Sims 4 is stale. It tries so hard to be like, do you know what I mean, sensitive, pandaverse, that it's just so boring. And I want something that's funny. I want something that's really, really naughty. And I want to give my Sims plastic surgery. I want to give them big, horrendous Botox faces. I want to give them nose jobs. I want to put Botox in their lips and make their lips huge. It's hilarious. The Sims 4 is not funny. I'm so bored of this whole create your own goofy, quirky story in The Sims 4. I don't want to be goofy and quirky. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to get goofy. I want to give my Sims plastic surgery and I want them all to walk around with horrendous faces. This would be hilarious. And I feel like Simmers would love this so much, especially if they integrated Botox with it too. I just feel like, again, and it could work in this whole pack about careers, being some kind of stylist or beautician or something. It would just work so well in a pack. Maybe the 3 to 5% of the general population will be offended, but 95% will love it. Now, I recently did a video where I discussed the speculation that it's highly likely that we're getting a jewelry pack coming to The Sims 4 this year. Honestly, I love the idea of a jewelry pack because, let's face it, this whole collectibles things where you collect collectibles in The Sims 4 is a bit boring. Like, there's not really a reason to do it. If there was the ability to collect things, all the different collectibles, all of the gems, all of the crystals, all of the different rocks, and you can turn them into jewelry pieces, I feel like this would be an amazing gameplay feature to have in the game. I feel like it could come in a stuff pack, get jewelry, my first gem stuff, whatever they want to call it. I just feel like it would work so well. And one thing that I'd really love to see, guys, I feel like this is too too much ambition for The Sims 4. I really want to see an update to the base game worlds. The Sims team did a couple of towny refreshes, they called it, where they changed the Goth household, they changed the Caliente household. The problem that I feel like we're having now is that we've had so many build mode updates and gameplay feature updates to the base game, yet the base game doesn't reflect these. For example, haven't you noticed how strange it is that there are literally no children, toddlers or infants in the Sims 4 base game worlds? They literally just don't exist. I believe, what child have we got? We've got the Goth family where they've got the child and the teen. Are there any other children in the Sims 4 universe? Like, I don't like in the canon Sims 4 universe in the base game, are there even any other children? Any more than 2? I just feel like they need to remake almost, you know, a few more households and add a couple more kids in to make the game feel more alive. The Sims 4 worlds are small, and let's face it, I just think all of these empty lots are so pointless, and I feel like we need to have a few less empty lots and have more households in the game with actual like kids, teens, toddlers and infants in them. We also had the pools update, and none of the base game builds have any pools in them even. What about a base game household with ghosts in it? I'm being serious. What about the brand new platform tool that came out a couple of years ago that could be used in some of the base game builds? What about the ceilings update? There are just so many updates that we've had to the Sims 4 base game, yet when you jump straight into the Sims 4's world, you don't really see any of these updates, and I just feel like as a result, a lot of them are not really used and they're not really that fun. I genuinely feel like the Sims team need to revamp the whole of Willow Creek and Oasis Springs and maybe change the households up a bit. I don't know why it took them a whole bloody year to do just 2 no, it took them 2 years. In 2 years, we only got 2 household refreshes. They need to, you know, crack the whip. It should not take that. If it's taking that long, you've got way too many you've got something wrong with your workplace structure. This is true. If it's taking you that long, you've got a structural problem, because it takes the average simmer 20 minutes to make a household in CAS. You do not need a whole year per refresh. This is a dumb, unrealistic standard. They need to hurry up. They need to change some of the lots, pay off a simmer to do it. They've got loads of simmers in their EA Creator Network. Pay off somebody $200 to make a couple of houses. They'll do it. It'll be fine. I just feel like the Sims team need to do this, and they need to update some of the base game households. I just feel like it would make so much sense. And this one takes a lot of ambition, but as I said, they could literally pay off people in their EA Creator Network to do it for them. They can't be that hard up for a couple $100. I'm sure they're not. I'm sure they make $200 every 5 seconds, so it won't hit them that hard. And I just feel like it would make a real big positive impact on the player base, because there are just so many features, so many updates that we just haven't used because they're not in the base game to begin with. I tried so hard to be realistic, and like I tried so hard not to give you guys too much ambition, because obviously that's unrealistic. So I feel like my list was quite realistic. I don't know what you guys think. You let me know. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next one.